If you're looking for a roast that's impressive but also simple to cook, you can't go past roast lamb. Get yourself a boneless leg roast from Coles. I'll show you how to make it special with just a little spice and some refreshing sides. First of all, you got to preheat your oven to 150 Celsius or 130 if you cook in fan force. Now, let's get some spices into a bowl. I've got some onion powder, some paprika, some garlic powder, and some salt and pepper. Look at that beautiful leg of lamb. Get a little bit of olive oil. You don't need a lot. And then mix up your spices. I just love the way that this works on lamb. It really is special. So evenly sprinkle that all over. And then of course we turn our lamb leg over and sprinkle those spices. Now, as this cooks, of course, that fat is going to slowly render down. So it's going to slowly crisp up and render, and that's what we want. So you want to make sure the fat cap is on the top of the lamb, not on the bottom. Now, set your lamb in the roasting pan and leave it to room temperature until your oven heats up. That way, you're tempering the lamb, it's actually coming up to room temperature, which will give you a more even cook. When you're ready to cook the lamb, put the pan in the oven and roast for about an hour to an hour and a quarter. Our lamb's been in for about an hour and a quarter. At this point, it's time to test the internal temperature using an instant read thermometer, and you've got to poke that into the thickest part of the lamb. Let me grab it. Now we want to end up at medium rare. This lamb is not finished cooking. We are going to crank the heat in a minute and put it back in. But if you have one of these instant read thermometers, they really are great. So what I'm looking for is somewhere around 48 degrees. Choose sort of the thickest part of the lamb and poke it right on in. Oh, look at that. We're at 49, 48. Perfect. Turn it up now to 250 Celsius, so a really hot oven because we're going to get it beautifully crusty and golden brown. Once that oven is super hot, we're going to blast it for another 10 to 15 minutes. It's ready when it's beautifully browned on the outside and the internal temperature has reached between 54 and 56 Celsius. Now remember, the temperature will keep rising for a while once the lamb comes out and is resting. So I'm going to let it rest for 15 minutes before carving. Now, I'm going to show you some simple sides to serve with your lamb. They're really quick and easy, but you can also get ahead of them. So, they're ready at the same time as your lamb. First up, I'm making my smashed cucumbers. This one's a bit of fun. And we're going to trim them and then cut them into thirds. Something like that. Next, you get yourself a sealable bag like this and throw them all in. And this is the fun part. You take a rolling pin and just lightly whack them. Now, not too hard, just enough so they flatten ever so slightly and they start to split. Now you can use your fingers to sort of tear those up into little sort of even pieces, like about 3 centimeters, I'd say. You put them into a bowl and then you toss them with some sea salt. Sprinkle it over nicely. My oven's up to temperature, so I'm going to take my lamb and drop it back in. Okay, next up is my Fennel Tzatziki. First, take a peeled cucumber and a box grater. We're going to grate that cucumber straight into a big bowl, the whole thing. Then, all you have to do is stir in that Greek-style yogurt. Take your Greek-style yogurt, pour that in, and give it a stir. So there's my fennel seeds. It's a really beautiful flavour. So you want to toast the seeds in a frying pan first and then grind them up finely. Then to finish, just a little salt and pepper. We've made our tzatziki, the lamb is almost done. What we're going to do now that our cucumbers have had a moment to let the salt go to work, we're going to drain off all of that excess liquid that comes out. Pour it all off and discard it. Then we dress it with olive oil, lemon juice, lemon zest, garlic and mint. So just drizzle over the olive oil, hit it with some lemon zest. Take a clove of garlic, we're going to use that on the microplane as well. Some fresh mint leaves and a little lemon juice. And toss. Wow, that is delicious. Touch more salt and just a touch more extra virgin olive oil. And you've got a beautiful, fresh, perfect accompaniment to your roast lamb. Talking of roast lamb, let's get it out of the oven. Oh my goodness, that looks wonderful. Now, we do need to let it rest. So as much as you want to dive in, give it 15 minutes before you carve it. And that way, you're going to get this perfect, succulent lamb. The moment of truth has arrived, so let's go ahead and carve. Oh yeah. Now, I don't know about you, but when I see this, as the chef who made it, I feel like I deserve a little taste. So good. And I don't know how you improve on that. It's delicious, it's spiced, it's my lamb roast. Perfect for entertaining, perfect for every night of the week.